Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Time for our NHL rundown. Pick from every game on this NHL board here, this 9-game card. We'll bring in Steve Duncan. You'll find his screenplays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Great results for the last 3 days at MLB and NBA. We'll bring him in right now. Steve, what's happening?
Good. I'm having a great, not a great night. I'm green, so that's good. Green day's a good day, right? But I'm really happy. I hit the Grizzlies at plus 640, so those are nice. You don't get those too often, so that was a nice one.
Yes, that was a nice one indeed. Yeah, the Grizzlies there coming in with a big money line there for Steve. That's you can see the grin right there. That's a monster hit there, and we're ready to roll here on the ice here for Thursday's action. 9-game card. We begin here, ready to roll here with the Lightning and Canadiens. The Lightning on the road, $1.75. The total coming at 6.5.
I think it's possible. I think it's very possible that after a it's like emotional win playing against Toronto with the Lightning, right? Like that's a big rivalry. Maybe one day there will be a rivalry with the Canadiens, but there's no real rivalry on with the Montreal team here right now. However, they are playing with a lot of heart. You know, Louis is not resting guys. He's not playing like they're actually mad in Montreal because they're not playing guys like Jack Guy and stuff like that. They're playing Matheson 30 minutes. But for St. Louis, he has basically right from the get-go, he wanted to build Montreal Canadian pride again in that organization. And it's kind of hard to sell that if you don't play your best players every night, if you mail it in. So they're playing like that right now. And I'm sure they're going to be up for this Toronto game. This is a rivalry as well. This Tampa Bay game. Up for this Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay is still known for the team that won all the championships. And this is a big testing game for the Montreal Canadiens to be able to see where they're at and give themselves some good feelings and play with a lot of pride. And I think they might do it, and I think I'm going to take him at plus 140 here.
All right, Steve Duncan, click the link below for his best bets. Lightning Canadiens. The picker will be the Canadiens here at plus the 145. All right, we'll continue here on our NHL rundown. Guys, be sure to click the link in the description below to get his best bets. All right, next game here up on the board will be Panthers and Senators. Panthers, $1.55, total 6.5.
The Panthers are almost like the Montreal Canadiens. Martin took a while for him to get his message across here for these Senators players. But again, they're not mailing it in. They're not tanking right now so they can get a better draft pick. They are playing to set the tone for next year and to have a good season next year, and to make sure that they're all on the same page, the right page, and playing the way Martin wants them to play. And play with a lot of heart, and they're doing so. And the Panthers, on the other hand, they're not in good form right now. I think a lot of it has to do with the Panthers play almost like it's a playoff game every night. And I think they're just kind of burning out a little bit before the playoffs. I even think Paul Maurice is kind of going, okay, guys, we don't need to beat the crap out of everybody every game here. We don't want to be getting injured and stuff like that. And that sort of feels like how they're playing right now. Even after that loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't know if they're going to want to go to war on this road trip right now at all. Maybe the last couple games this season they'll get back to where they were, so they're in the right form going in the playoffs. But in this game, the way the Senators are playing, they're the ones going to be going to war here. And of course, this is the Tkachuk brothers, right? So that's assuming Matthew is in. I think he was injured last game. Hopefully he is, because I love watching the Tkachuk brothers go against each other. So, but I don't think they're going to want to go to war too much, and I think the Senators will. I'm taking about plus 130.
All right, Steve Duncan here. Find his premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Panthers, Senators. The pick here will be Senators at plus the 130. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown. Ready for the next game here on the board, and that one will be. We continue here with Bruins and Hurricanes. We see the Hurricanes laying $1.48, total 5.5.
This is the one where I'm not going the dog. Bruins are 1-6 in their last 7 against the Hurricanes on the road. And the Hurricanes really impressed me at the end of their last stretch of games, it was just outrageous. It was brutal scheduling, but they kept on winning. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in a spot where no team should beat any team. This team is built like machines, and that's what Brendan Moore's been trying to do for a couple of years. And they're probably the most fit team in the league, extremely strong. And I think they're going to want to stick it to the Bruins here. They're going to want to send a message. So I'm going to take the Hurricanes minus 148.
All right, Steve Duncan, get his screenplays over at TonySpecs.com. Bruins and Hurricanes. The pick here will be Hurricanes minus the 148. All right, we'll continue here on our NHL rundown. Guys, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off all Steve's Spring Pick packages. Find the link in the description. Let's continue on here on the NHL rundown. Next game up will be Islanders and Blue Jackets. Islanders $1.85. Total sits at 6.
I could kind of see this going either way. I actually probably like the Islanders to win the game, but the Islanders never win by a spread or freaking. I don't even want to take them in regulation, honestly. It's almost always, even against the Chicago Blackhawks, it was 2-1. They always find a way to keep it close. So I'm going to look at the Blue Jackets on the puck line at plus 1.5. I think that gives you your better value than taking the Islanders money line. And I'll bank that they keep on doing the same thing they've always done and win by 1 goal at max.
All right, Steve Duncan here with Islanders and Blue Jackets. Pick here will be Blue Jackets puck line. Take the goal in half minus the 155. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we get ready for our next game here on this 9-game card. It will be Penguins and Capitals. Penguins $1.15. Total 6.
I'm going to take the Penguins here. The Capitals have just looked horrible. Lindgren had a really bad night last time he played, though. That's a little something that kind of worries me. I'm going to have to look at his spreads as far as getting shelled, how he does the next game. But it's not just Lindgren's fault. And they might even try Kemper. Excuse me. If they do, I definitely like the Penguins. But the Penguins actually have been playing with a lot of heart. They've been trying to go out with, I think they're trying to prove to ownership that they can be a good team, so they don't try to sell off everybody in the off season. And Crosby's just like, hey guys, we're the Penguins. This is not what we are. We have pride here. We're championship teams from past. And we need to act like it, and they are acting like it. So I think the Penguins might, and they would love to knock the Capitals out of the playoffs, wouldn't they? They'd freaking love it. So I'm gonna take the Penguins minus 150.
All right, Steve Duncan. Click the link below for us. Best bets. It's Penguins and Capitals. The pick here will be Penguins here at minus the 115. All right, we'll continue here on our NHL rundown as you're ready here for the next game on the board. Avalanche and Wild. Avalanche $1.70, the total 6.
A little bit scary for me to do this, but the Avalanche have just not been good on the road this year. They haven't. And again, I made this mistake when they played, and I really kicked myself for it. I think they're really trying not to be injured here. And the Wild are going to come out balls out. They're 6 points out. Players, even if they're until that it's done and you're out and for sure out, players still believe they have a chance. And even if they didn't believe it, playing against an Avalanche team coming in, if they can beat like a championship team, it's going to make them feel good. It's going to make the fans feel good. And it's going to bring some good vibes, at least going into the off season. So I think the Wild might pull it off here. We'll take them at plus 142.
All right, Steve Duncan, click the link below for his best bets. Avalanche and Wild. Pick will be on Wild plus 142. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we get ready for the next game here on the board. Blues and Predators. Predators $1.92. Total coming at 6.
I think this is going to be a tight game. I saw this at plus 171 for the Blues, and I was like, that's pretty good value. I still think they're getting a little disrespected here. They've been playing really well down the stretch. They need this quite a bit. So I don't like to take the Predators at minus 192, and I think it's going to be tight enough that I don't even know if it'll be in regulation, which leads me to a couple things. We don't have this option too often on our site, but and as you can tell, I like the under here. I think it's just going to be a tight match. Not to mention, Binnington and Saros are both playing out of their heads right now. Two goaltenders for the Blues and the Predators. So if it's going to be tight, if it's going to be like a playoff type atmosphere, usually those things go the under. I'd also put a little bit on the draw. Try a little bit on the draw there. You can get it one plus 330 or 340. I could see this going to extra time.
Under is the play here from Steve Duncan. Get his screenplays at TonySmith.com. Blues and Predators under total of 6. Also say sprinkle a little bit on the draw. All right, let's continue here on our NHL our rundown as we're getting ready here for the next pick here on the board. It will be Flames and Jets. Jets 205, total 6.
Jets finally broke their losing streak, and I love taking teams that break losing streaks to win the next game, especially when you're playing against this ass Flames team. They just look absolutely despicable. And the Jets love beating the Flames. So Hullebuck and net. The only thing the Flames got going for them there is probably Markstrom. I'll take the Jets in regulation. When you go over to Tony's picks and you look me up, tomorrow you might find me have something on the total here as well, and you might want to pick up that for $15 or whatever it is. But for this, I'll go Jets in regulation.
All right, Steve Duncan here. Click the link below for his best bets. Flames and Jets. The pick here will be Jets in regulation minus the 125. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we're getting ready here for the next game here on the board. We close out the board here with Kings and Sharks. Kings on the road minus 355, total of 6.
I think I got Kings puck line here. Sharks like to play hard on their barn. Now the Kings are on a back-to-back, but the Kraken didn't really give them much trouble. And Rittich will be in net. This is where I think that the Kings have a huge advantage here. Rittich right now is playing not just for the team. He's playing to get what could be a really good contract next year. He's played some of the best hockey of his career. And against the Sharks team, he had an opportunity to make those numbers look really good. I think he's going to be very, very solid here. I think Sharks are going to play this hard, but in the end, Kings probably pull it out. And minus 1.5 for a Kings team against probably the worst team in the league at minus 120 is actually not that bad a value. So let's give it a shot.
All right, Steve Duncan says Kings and Sharks. Pick here, Kings puck line, to go and have at minus the 120. All right, we got through here the NHL rundown here for the 9-game card here on Thursday's time. Now to take a look over at TonySpace.com for Thursday's card. So Steve doing great work here in MLB for the last 30 days, 839 units of profit. Also NBA showing over 700 units of profit. So tonight we're going to have action here on this 9-game card in NHL. We also have action here in NBA as well as baseball. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Well, I'm definitely going to have a best bet in hockey for sure. It'd be really good. I like to play some plus money plays, and one of my best bets was the Grizzlies, and you would have had a plus 640. Chill for those. We hit not bad on that. I'm usually somewhere around 50% on. So you get over and be watching. If you're a plus money player, I'm a pretty good one to follow here. But basketball is going really well. MLB is going really well right now, so there'll be and I'm getting more and more into where all the teams are at. I've been kind of not playing too much when it comes to MLB, but like I said, I'm high volume. And for high volume guys, if you like lots of action, I've been green for 6 years, very, very green. Make a ton, 600, 700. 1 year I was over 1,000 units. And it's consistent. So you want to get in these long-term packages. I can't stress it much more. Like, you're getting way better value, and you get an opportunity to bring in some money every year, and consistently, like I said, for 6 years in a row now. You're not losing, you're having fun and making some money. So I highly recommend you take these long-term packages. And check out other cappers out there. They're just some of the best cappers you're going to find in North America here at Tony T's. Of course, you get that 20% off, so check it out.
That's right, guys. Got a word with Steve Duncan over at Tony'sPicks.com. Great record here. MLB and NBA, over 700 years of profit is there. So no better time than now to get on board with Steve Duncan over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. You'll land right on Steve's profile page. There you can purchase his premium plays, also the long-term passes, as we talked about. Great value there. And we'll save you some money when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Again, access Steve's page. Click that link in the description and get on over there and sign up. All right, Steve, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, take care, everybody. Enjoy the games.
You got it. For Steve, I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.